Today is Tuesday's lesson, which is entitled Melees. Now, I don't use this word very often, so I had to look it up, and here's what the dictionary says. Melees is a general feeling of discomfort, illness, or lack of well-being. It's basically the body's way of saying it's had enough. And so would you if day after day after day, you too suffered persecution and abuse. You see, it's one thing if you're attacked for your faith every so often or just in one area of your life, but every day, everywhere you go, somebody's hostile towards you. That would be hard on anybody. Here's something I took away from today's lesson. Fatigue is not a sin. Exhaustion is not a sin. Being depressed because of your circumstances is not a sin. David often talked about how tired he was that evil people prospered, especially his enemies, or how tired he was of having to run from cave to cave when he had done nothing wrong, or how much it hurt David when people would verbally abuse him. I also learned it's not a sin or some spiritual failing on our part if we become emotionally exhausted or burnt out. Elijah is a perfect example of someone who had a great spiritual victory only to turn around hours later and we find him in a cave asking God to take his life. And notice, God doesn't beat him up. God doesn't call him a failure. God understands that human beings are made from dust, and that means that the best of us can have bad days, even bad weeks, or even a bad year. So I kind of disagree a little bit with the lesson when it asks us to think about the times we failed in our Christian life. It's not so much that we failed. Exhaustion and discouragement resulting from persecution is not failure. Failure is when you decide to walk away when you're down rather than taking it to God and asking Him to hold you up. Those are my thoughts for this day's lesson. Thank you for joining us. Take care. God bless. I'll see you tomorrow.